Hey Vision Chasers, it's Dr. Bird here with another social studies lesson for you today. Now before we get with the lesson, I want to encourage you, if you like the information that you're getting from this channel, if you find it useful, please like it, share it, and subscribe to the channel. Now, today's lesson is about the bonus army of the Great Depression. Imagine this. Imagine that you are a head of the household. You have a family that's depending on you. And then imagine one day you lose your job, you lose all your savings, and you even lose your home, and you don't know where to go. Well, this was a situation for a lot of people during the Great Depression, including many of our veterans from World War I. They found themselves in this situation as well. And what a lot of them did was they asked the federal government for help. As a matter of fact, many of these veterans, they would march to Washington in order to ask the federal government personally for assistance during this tough time. They called themselves the Bonus Army. This story actually goes back to 1924 when Congress decided that every soldier who fought during World War I was to receive a bonus. And this bonus would be based on the number of days that they served in the military at this time. The unfortunate catch was this bonus wouldn't be paid until 1945. However, in 1932, Congress was working on a bill that would pay the veterans immediately. Now, when veterans around the country heard of this, they decided that they were going to throw their full support behind the passage of this bill. So over 15,000 veterans and their families, they marched to Washington in order to support this bill and encourage Congress to pass it. They set up camps across the river from the Capitol building. These shanty towns, or Hoovervilles, eventually popped up all around D.C. Now, going back to that term Hooverville, that's a derogatory term, a negative term aimed at Hoover, President Hoover at the time, because many people believe that President Hoover was responsible for the terrible situation that many people around the country were in, and they viewed him as not willing to do anything to help. President Hoover refused to meet with the Bonus Army, even suggesting that they were communists. Also, the Senate voted no on the bonus bill. At this point, President Hoover was ready to see an end to the Bonus Army. He sent in police to disperse the crowd, and unfortunately, 2 veterans were shot and killed. Hoover's response was an unfortunate one. His decision was to send in the army to remove the crowd. This would prove disastrous. Hundreds of troops armed with a machine gun and several tanks charged toward the Bonus Army. They threw tear gas into tents and moved the crowd with bayonets. The scene was awful, as you can see here, ending with over 100 injured and the death of a 3-month-old baby. So for Hoover, it seemed like every decision he made was a bad decision. He would ultimately go on and lose his bid for re-election, and the country would get a new deal. Well, that's our social studies lesson for the day. Please check the Vision Chasers website for other tips and tools to help you. Also, please feel free to download the worksheet that goes along with this video to get a better understanding of the Bonus Army and Hoover's unfortunate response. Well, until we meet again, please keep chasing the vision, and I will talk to you soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.